watching the Breakfast Daily Show on Citi TV, and welcome to the nutrition segment. My guest in the studio, Pastor Prince Bedu, who is a registered dietitian and is also head of Dietary Unit, Tema General Hospital, and governing board member for the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. You're welcome, Pastor.
Thank you very much, Vima.
Right, now we are looking at metabolic syndrome and diabetes.
Yes.
What is that?
Right, thank you, and greetings to our viewers. Right. I think for the past 3 weeks we've been discussing diabetes, various aspects of it. We've done type 1, type 2 diabetes and how we can eat to prevent and to manage them. Now today, metabolic syndrome is a cluster of conditions. Okay. So we have increasing waistline. So your abdomen region, if you add more fat, if your blood pressure is high, if you consistently, like anytime we do a spot check of your blood sugar, your sugar level is high, even though you are not diabetic.
Okay.
And if your cholesterol level is also high, then it puts you into that condition we call metabolic syndrome. Okay. And these conditions will lead you to either getting type 2 diabetes, having stroke, or having a heart condition.
I'll surcharge you for this also for. Right, but how prevalent is this? Because, you know, most of the times with our eating habits, you don't get to eat at the planned time that you want to. You don't get to eat what you plan to eat because of the kind of work we do. You are always in a hurry, you know, to rush out there, go grab a cab, you're in traffic, you get home late and all that. How are we checking all these things?
Yes, so I always say that eating is not something you have a choice about.
Yes.
You would have to eat. And because you would have to eat, and eating also has a consequence, you would have to really be intentional about it. You can't just be passive and say, oh, like the fancies will say, "Pinting biadi on me," like whatever you get and you are fine. That is no, because whatever you put in, at least everybody eats once a day, at least.
Yes.
And even those who are fasting will still break and eat. So if you are something that is as consistent as eating, you do it passively, it is very dangerous. It actually will you do that to your own health. So yes, I know people are busy, especially in Accra and the capital cities, but you must plan. Like we plan for everything. In fact, it seems that we plan for everything except eating. And many people, by the time they are reaching the peak of their work, they are having one condition or the other, because at the time they were pushing to climb up, they forgot about food. Right. So now I talked about pressure. Anything that you eat, that's the sodium level. Sodium, normally we talk about salt. When the salt content of food is very high, probably you cannot eat it. But the aspect of salt we are concerned about is the sodium bit of it. You know, salt is sodium and chloride, right? So the sodium bit is when it's high in your blood, your blood pressure could rise. And where do we find the sodium? Now we have all preserved foods. Preserved foods, imported chicken. They have a lot of sodium with them. So normally we encourage people, eat our homegrown birds, right? And if you can't afford, get our fish. And take. If you have snails, take some snails. They are healthy sources of proteins. We have beans. If you can't have the animal sources, you can have beans. And we have varieties of beans. We have the agushi and co. All of them are protein sources. We can use them as part of our meals. Now, adding weight is consuming more energy than your body requires. You see, like if you're somebody who like taking chocolate bars, toffees, when you eat them, you don't get satisfied, but they give you a lot of energy. Now, when you have a lot of energy that your body doesn't use, it will start piling up at your waistline, your cheek, you have your arm, your thighs. You will be growing big. And once the fat content of your body is high, you are predisposed to having type 2 diabetes, heart condition, your insulin level doesn't work well. And these are the problems we encounter. And one key thing we've been hammering, sugar-sweetened beverages. Sugar-sweetened beverages. All people buy soft drinks, stock it in their fridges, and they will be taken. It's very dangerous. We keep on saying it. People will not listen until they come to the consulting room.
So what should we drink?
Drink water.
Only water. Christmas is around the corner.
Water is the best drink. You see, we have a lot of interest and a lot of forces that are trying to get your attention to about what you should eat.
Yeah.
Now, taste is one key driver to what people eat. And sugar, salt, fat, when people combine them very well, you can't resist whatever product comes out of it. So that is what is used to draw people from eating what is healthy, which normally wouldn't be too sweet or too salty or savory, but will rather keep you to whether you'll be 80 or 120 or 100 years. Yeah, so sugar-sweetened beverages should be out and out. Unfortunately, when you take the drink space in Ghana, we have a lot of it, about over 50% of it coming from that sugar-sweetened beverage. If you add alcoholic beverages, then we are going to about 70%. We have a lot of water, but people don't drink. The best drink for all of us as Ghanaians is water.
Okay.
Water will not disappoint you. If you take the sugar-sweetened beverages and your alcoholic intake is very high, it can push you into this syndrome. Your heart will have an issue with type. Your sugar level will go up with type. And if you are not very careful, you may suffer a stroke.
Right, so let's look at the practicality of the whole thing. I mean, there are occasions that will also come in. As humans, you know, you go to certain programs, you go to certain events, you have to take something. Is there a way, okay, that you can take care of your body? So let's say it's Christmas, so on a normal day, I'll take my water, I'll eat well and all that. But Christmas comes in and family gatherings, parties here and there. Now, after that period, is there something you can do, you know, to correct some of these things that you probably have done? Yeah.
All right, so that's very, we as dietitians, we are practical people. In fact, we live amongst the people.
Exactly.
Right, so you see, we have about 360 days in a year. We say that if you are able to do healthy eating for 90% of those days, which means that if you have 36, you take 36 days out, and you are conscious to eat healthily for the 324 days, the Christmas, your birthday, marriage anniversary, when you count out, they may not be up to 30.
Okay.
Now, so we say that anybody who is conscious about their food and they eat healthily, that intermittent taking of sweetened beverages and all those ones does not impact or derail your nutritional status.
Okay.
What actually happens is the opposite.
Okay.
A lot of us will use 90% or 80% of our time taking the unhealthy foods. Then once in a while, we try to eat healthily. It doesn't change anything. So I always will talk about 90%, 90-10 rule. At 90% of the occasions, eat healthily. And your special occasions you talk about, you have a buffet, you want to enjoy yourself so that your soul will be at peace.
Exactly. It's
right.
necessary.
You could actually do that in the context of you being a consistent, healthy eater.
But how do you do that? You know, sometimes, I mean, the year is almost ending and we are going to be writing beautiful and flowery New Year resolutions and all that. You come in and say that, okay, so in 2024, I mean, 1st January, I'm going to ensure that I eat well, I do this. But practicalizing it is extremely difficult. How do you go about it?
It's the most easiest thing to do.
Look,
if you want to eat healthily.
I got a dietitian to come in, plan meal,
you
I
didn't
paid
follow.
for it. I couldn't follow
You couldn't follow it. Okay, so this is how it is. One, it starts from what you bring to your home.
Okay.
Right? You can never eat well if you bring an unhealthy food home and you get yourself the best dietitian in Ghana to give you a plan. It won't work.
Yes.
So what do you get from the market? What do you get from the grocery shop? If what you are bringing is high in sodium, that's what you use to prepare your stew. That's what you get into your...
Kobe.
Yeah, so like Kobe like this, it's very high in salt.
Yes.
So you will see that if you are actually eating Kobe, you cannot eat as much Kobe as you would eat tilapia.
Yes.
Because the salt is high.
Yes.
So that's why we say that if it's the flavor of Kobe that you need, just a portion of it to give you that flavor. Probably you may not add any salt to your abom or stew.
Yeah.
Right? So we are not saying you can't eat Kobe.
Okay.
It's part of our cuisine. But how do you eat it?
Okay.
How do you eat it? And how often do you eat it? Like, how are we going to take salt over and over and over again? It's spread across it. And always I say, what is eating? So you wake up in the morning. If it is oat you want to take, how long will it take? If it's Tom Brown you want to take, if it's Auza Cocoa and Kose you want to take. These are things that are at arm's length. You can just get them and eat in the afternoon. So that's all comes to lack of planning. Hey, today I have not eaten, I have not taken lunch. What is there? Then you see that there's pastry. In fact, pastry and fried foods are one of the key sources of raised cholesterol levels.
But gobe is okay.
Yeah, gobe is one of our star food in Ghana.
Okay.
As in your beans and your fried
Dietary,
plantain.
yeah.
Right? In fact, if you don't have money to buy fried plantain, beans is a meal. Beans with your oil, a little gari, you are gone. Okay. When you finish, you get one orange and drink on top, you are fine. Yeah, so Ghana, we have good food. Only that sometimes the way we mix them, we over-elaborate. So you can get beans, you get pear, you get
egg.
chicken, you get, it is over-elaboration. Okay. You are eating healthy foods that have been popped up, right?
Okay.
Yes, so people will spend a lot of money to eat heavily at a sitting, then they won't eat again. Right, so they say I'll eat once a day. Then at 12 midnight or 11 p.m., they get so hungry. Then they are just running around looking for whatever they can eat. Right. So pastries are out.
Okay.
Let's stick to proper food. Proper food. And when we plan, we can do it.
Right.
And let's drink a lot of water. In fact, people don't drink water, Frima. Let us drink water.
It's true. It's
let's
true.
drink water. Have a water bottle, one liter water bottle. Especially the one that you are happy about. When you hold it, it should make you happy.
Yeah.
And be sipping water every 10 to 15 minutes. 3 liters of water a day will prevent you from trying to drink any other thing.
We promise on our honor, we will
Sure,
do better.
sure.
Thank you very much, Osofo. But how do
My
people
pleasure.
get to reach you?
Yeah, so I conduct wellness services and campaigns for people on Diet and Diet Consult.
Right.
And people can also get me at the Marginal Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So now you know the gospel. Your life is in your hands. God will do what he has to do for you, but you also have a role to play.